Zahra's podcast. Let's go!
Welcome to Zahra podcast.
Yo, what's up, y'all? Thank you for tuning into my show. I'm happy that we're here again for the second episode. And if you are tuning in for the first time, I welcome you. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about happiness. Let's get to it. Let's go. Hoping that we can look at happiness in a different perspective, and everybody has a different understanding about happiness, and that's okay. So I'm going to be using a quote written by the late Dr. Angelou. Rest in peace. She had a lot of stuff. She had a lot of rejoices that are incredible and they continue to be incredible. And the reason why I want to do that, I want people to have a different understanding how they approach to happiness and take it from there. I want people to be able to reflect on happiness in a way that makes them think twice. Dr. Angelou said this: when we decide to be happy, we accept the responsibility to bring happiness to someone else. Some decide that happiness and glee are the same thing. They are not. When we choose happiness, we accept the responsibility to lighten the load of someone else and to be the light on a path to another who may be walking in darkness. Here's my take on this quote. Happiness can be found even when we are in a vulnerable moment. Right? Happiness can be found even when we are in our vulnerable moments. The late Dr. Angelou makes it clear. She makes it clear. She reminds us from the get-go. She's like, yo, happiness and glee are not the same thing, honey. They're not. She clearly reminds us happiness should be recognized in many areas that should not be presented as glee. Therefore, we must look at happiness in vulnerable areas that we are, as a society, are choosing to ignore for whatever reason, because of shame or whatever reason. Pay attention to those areas as well. Let's look at the definition of glee. Glee is excitement, pleasure, extreme happiness, delight. Whereas when we're looking at happiness, it is an emotional state characterized by positive emotions, experience, engagement, and meaning. So it's not the same. It's not the same. And she made it clear. Maya made it clear. We cannot confuse the two. A lot of people confuse it. People think it's happy and glee and it's all about the fancy stuff, but it's not. You gotta recognize that that's not the same. It's not the same. We are living in a self-centered, fast-paced, capitalistic environment where we tend to forget to be unselfish. We forget to be kind. We forget to care for one another. We forget to love one another. We forget, and then it is our responsibility to recognize, embrace vulnerability by showing empathy to those who are who yearn for hope and happiness, who need it, who are searching for happiness in the darkness of trauma and depression and the suffering silence. A hope of happiness in the moment of trauma and darkness, right? In our moment of happiness, we all have to take the responsibility to recognize and embrace vulnerability, show empathy to those who are searching and yearning for joy and light in the moment of sadness, darkness. It's our responsibility to show these, to let people know that we care and that we're not dismissing them. We are recognizing them. We're saying, hey, yeah, I recognize you. Let's talk about it. What can I do? What can we do to make you feel like you are being understood? You are seen. You are being recognized. Let us be the hope for those who are walking in moments of trauma and sadness and whatever vulnerability they're going through. By lightening the load of someone else. Lightening the load of someone is so important, especially for those who are going through some hard time, traumatic times in their lives. And when we lighten the load of somebody else's life, that is stuff which shed hope and light for those who need it. So when we are able to be present and listen to somebody else's story or their reality or the struggle that's been silenced by the public, it's gonna shed a light in their life. They're gonna be like, wow, somebody really cares about my struggles and somebody really wants to hear my story and somebody recognize my story in my vulnerable moment in my life. And if we encourage people to be authentic and real to have the feelings without judgment, and that is the way to do it. And how we treat people when we choose happiness matters, because we all should be kind, loving, and we should be showing more empathy. That is important. Because most of the time, people think happiness is just a me, selfish. I'm gonna get this, I wanna get this, no, it's not that. You gotta look at it from a different, perspective. How we carry ourselves in the moment of choosing happiness matters, because how we treat people can make a difference. And if we can remind ourselves to treat people in loving ways that is kind, that is showing empathy to their situation, that is also is going to lighten up the load of someone else's life, right? We must encourage people to continue to be authentic and to their feelings and without judgment. How we treat people should be kind, loving, we all should be showing empathy to one another. Because that itself is so important. Because that is such, it would lighten the load of someone because of your attitude and your energy. It just provides a space where someone might feel safe around your presence because of your attitude, because of your light. That itself would lighten the load of their burden. Because they're going through some difficult times, they're traumatic times. And because of your energy, made a huge difference. That's why we must pay attention to how we treat people, how we treat each other in a moment when we choose happiness. When we choose happiness, we have to treat people right as well, right? In my opinion, it's in this fast-paced world, this fast-paced environment where we are dealing with the pandemic, after the pandemic, before the pandemic, we're trying to get our life together in a fast-paced environment. We must remember to stay present and to be non-judgmental. That light will come through. That light that Dr. Angelou is saying to us, it will come through. That light will be a path to someone else's life because we as people, we as human beings continue to show up by embracing and supporting one another. I'm inviting people to understand this. We are the light of somebody else's life who may be struggling in silence. But this light, the light that we're talking about, it's going to help them understand that they too, their struggle, the issues that they're going through are recognized through their vulnerabilities. Understand that there is hope and happiness waiting for them because of this light, because of our light, because of the light that Maya Angelou is trying to address in that quote, right? And we tend to forget that sometimes we need to be unselfish and pay attention to everybody around us and embrace whatever situation that they're going through. Allow them to be respected and be heard and be seen and to be recognized through their vulnerability, so that they too can pull themselves out of the struggle and see hope that they too can embrace happiness. Are we ready to embrace vulnerability? Are we? I would like to remind people this. Let go of the shame of vulnerability. Let it go. Because that is where the power is. That is where we find our strength that leads us to happiness. Thanks for watching.